Welcome to another episode of Utah Crossbow Hunter, where today we're going to be talking about mounting your scope on your crossbow. You can see that right over there. I got my crossbow set up to do it. We're going to do simulated mounting. So we're going to be doing that today. So with that said, let's get started with today's show. Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Utah Crossbow Hunter, where today, like I said in my opening, we're going to be talking about mounting your crossbow, okay? Your scope on your crossbow. Now, I'm not a professional at this. I don't have a ton of equipment to do it with. This is just how I do it. I use my CALDWELL field pod. I'll show you how I do that here in just a moment. But a couple of things you're going to need is you're going to need a level. One thing you're going to need. Okay, I got a couple of different types of levels here that I use. This one here is from Wheeler Engineering that I have here, and then these ones I'm not quite sure where I got. I know I ordered them online, but I don't know the brand name of them that I have here. But there's three types of rails. We have the Piccadilly rail, we have the Weaver rail, which the Weaver mount, which is on my Jaguar C130, and there's also the dovetail. So there's different types of mounting rails. The most popular one is the Weaver. So with that said, let me just remind you guys, if you like these videos, hit that subscribe button down below. It's down there somewhere, right down there. Hit that button, ring that bell, and give me that good old thumbs up. As I enjoy making these videos, I want to keep making more videos. So please hit those buttons, and while I'm taking a drink, hit it right now. So hit that button. Okay, so we have there's multiple different types of mounts out there. It's too many to even count. Probably 500-600 different types of mounts, where they do things, which manufacturer does this, manufacturer does that. But these are just the types that, like I said, this is a Piccadilly rail. It's a very long one. And then I got this shorter one. These would go on like if you have a Weaver rail, these would probably go on the Weaver to make your adapters to put on your Piccadilly rail. Like I said, you got these the ring adapters that you got here, and pretty much all of them come with either a Allen wrench, or you have this type of screw type that goes onto your the rails, and it has a screwdriver slot in there. Some will have, like on the one I just showed you in another video, has where you put your Allen wrench in and tighten it up. So there's several. Like this BUSHNELL, it comes with the ring mounts. And then you got this CVLIFE 4x12x50 EG, which is really actually a nice scope. But it has multiple slots here. You got one on the side here, Weaver here, a Piccadilly here, Piccadilly here, Piccadilly here, and this can go on a Piccadilly rail. And I believe it'll go on my Weaver, but I don't remember offhand. But this particular scope has the lighted reticles, and it also has the elevation and windage, right here at your fingertips. And then your right here is your zoom, I guess you'd call it. It goes from a 4 all the way up to a 12, and trust me, that 12 is it is powerful. And then right here is where your battery goes for your lighted reticles, which is green and red. And like I said, it's really actually a nice scope. I have it on this type of scope on two of my rifles that I have and use. So it all depends on what you want and how you want to set it up. Okay, but the basic is it's got to be level. Okay, so let me get my camera set up over here on my with my demonstration over here, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're set up with the, I got my CENTERPOINT on here, and let me get this out of the way because we're going to be talking about starting with leveling. Okay, so I got this CALDWELL fill pod right here that I use for my leveling, for my so I'd rather have a gun vise, but I don't have one right now. Eventually I hope to have one. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to level my the tripod portion here. Okay, so it's perfectly level already. So that's good. So I got my horizontal, I guess you call it, and vertical, whatever you want to call it, level. So this portion here is level. So I'm going to keep that level on there. That's what's nice about these T levelers. They work really, really good to help make sure everything is level. All right, so here comes up my crossbow. I'm going to put it on here. So now that I got it on here, I'm going to recheck my level down here below with my my T leveler here. So that's all good. Then I'm going to take another T leveler and I'm going to place it right. I place it right behind the string back here. So I figure that's kind of a good starting point because I want it on the rail. That's just my preference. Okay, so I need to turn it this way a little bit, and I need to. So the way I level here, so I'm going to keep this level here, is I'm going to take my front here, and I want to loosen it up. Okay, so it says right there that we are level. So I'm going to put that in. Okay, now I'm going to take my third one here, my T leveler, and I'm going to place it right over the cap. Okay, but if your cap has like a bow way, like some do, just take your cap off and set it on top of your elevation portion. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to set it here. Okay, and what I see here is that I am not level, and I should be. All right, so I gotta go get my Allen wrenches, and I'll be right back, and we'll do that. Okay, so the only one I am not going to level up is this direction. Okay, the reason for it is I have this speed dial on here. So with this speed dial right now it's set to 60 yards, so the scope is actually going to be up. But the only one I want to do adjust here is the side to side. Okay, and it's just a little bit. So let me loosen up my screws here a little bit. And I'm going to put this back on top. I'm just going to rotate it just a little bit. Okay, I don't have it loosened up quite enough. Okay, so there we go. Alright, so I'm going to put that back on there. I'm just going to make this just a little bit. Alright. So my crosshairs are level. Because if you're not level, especially when you're shooting, if everything's not perfectly level, as close to the level without having a level on your crossbow, you have a chance of your shot being off just a little bit too. So let me get these tightened back down. It's pretty easy to do, but it'd probably be a lot easier if you had a gun vise to put in, so that way nothing moves while you're trying to adjust and you've got levels on your gun vise. Okay, so we're still level. And another nice thing to have, which I don't have myself, is a wrench. What do you call it? A torque wrench. I don't have one of those. That's that's a further investment down the road, because those, you want to get a good set of those, so you're going to spend a little bit of money, just like you would a your gun vise. You want to make sure you get a nice, good one. But this is, I guess you would call the poor man's way of adjusting your scope and making sure your levels are flat and everything. Now these weavers, like I said, they're really, really nice. I can even put one here on the back if I need to make sure my back is nice and level, which it is. And this one here actually has a magnetic backing on it, but as you can see, there's no metal, unlike a gun. There's no level to put that on. There's no metal whatsoever on this crossbow. So that's what these are good for. You get even with your, let's see. Well, my mount here is metal, but no place to stick that to make sure we're level here also. But again, like I said, this is the poor man's way of doing it. It's easy, it's fast, but again, make sure everything is perfectly level. That way, when you get out there and start shooting, you know that your sight's level. That's level with your rail, because that's important. Making sure it's level with your rail in this direction, and even this way. But like I said, I got this HHA speed dial on here, and it's set at 60 yards. So I don't want to mess with it to make this level. Okay, I want to leave that alone. So any questions, comments, please hit me up in the comment section. I take all comments. So with that said, we'll come back with some final thoughts. Okay, so we're back with some final thoughts. So main thing is, make sure you have your levelers. Okay, the T ones are great to help you, because you got 3 different points of contact. You got them on the rail, on your if you're using something like the Caldwell field pod, you can use one there, and of course one on top of your scope. Again, there's multiple sizes of the Picatinny rail. The Picatinny rail is more popular, I think, than the Weaver or the Dovetail. You don't see too many Dovetails. Most of the time you'll see them maybe on a BB gun or something like that. You may see the Weaver or the Dovetail. Again, the Weaver is hit and miss. Like I said, I got one on my the Jaguar. I have one on that, but this is the most popular on most stuff is the Picatinny rails. Again, you either have the ring type mounts, which are really actually pretty good. You can adjust your scope a lot better and make it more solid on your rails. That's what's nice about those. Like I have on this BUSHNELL that I have. Of course, the BUSHNELLs are nice, but the only problem with those, they just have the single crosshair in there. So you just got one yardage that you can set up and guess at the rest. And then like the CVLIFE, it has just a solid mounting on here, but with the Weaver rails, you can adjust it all for your eye, because you want to remember that the space between your eye and your scope, because you want a good solid opening in here so you can see the whole picture. Instead of seeing just a little bit, you want to see the whole thing. So eye relief is very, very important when it comes to your adjusting here. So that's another reason the Piccadilly rail is so much nicer for your eye relief. You got more adjustment in it. But this one here, you can put a laser on it. You can put another red dot on it. You can mount a flashlight to it. About any other accessories you want to add to this, you can do that with this here. But like I said, this CVLIFE, yeah, it's pretty solid. And again, I have it on my rifles, and it works great. I'm very, very happy. And these are pretty cheap. I think like $80 or something like that for these. So if you're like me on a low budget, something like this works really, really good. So with that said, family comes first. Take care of your family. Get out there and hunt. And remember, see you next time.